This is the one about being top of mind as a realtor.
If you're a real estate agent or broker, this show is for you. Onion Juice is both a podcast and a movement designed to wake up and redefine the real estate industry. Here's your host, Neil Mathweg, for another stimulating episode of The Onion Juice. Let's join the movement now.
Welcome, Juicers. It's that time once again for the Onion Juice podcast. I'm your host, Neil Mathweg. Thank you so much for joining me once again on to episode number 18. And with all of the talk in the last episode, number 17, was talking about, how kind of my media plan and having a show and the benefit of all that. And this last week, I fielded so many calls and so many messages and emails, and it was just excellent. And my biggest struggle that I had in this last week was convincing agents to produce shows that create engagement. I think everybody wants to put out a market update show or a how-to show or a first-time home buyers, home buying 101, home selling 101 type of shows. And the challenge with those shows is they don't create engagement. The home buyer tips are going to be great for those people that are looking to buy right now, but they're not going to continue to come back. You have to produce a show that offers an entertainment or a reason for anyone and almost everyone to listen. You'll need to build followers and repeat listeners. And if you put out a market update show, they're going to maybe come back once. And when they're diving into the market, maybe they're going to listen to it. But the thing that dawned on me last week is that there's kind of categories of shows. So you have a show that is perfect for SEO. That would be a market update show. So somebody's searching Google and they go Madison real estate market report. Right now, that would be a great way to show up on their search and have a show that would please that person that's looking. And the type of shows that I've had a lot of success with are shows that are perfect for social media, shows that are perfect to create an engagement, to create a following. And so last week, after fielding all of these calls and talking to numerous people about their show ideas and what they're putting out there, that's when it dawned on me. There's two categories. There's shows that are great for SEO, and there's shows that are great for social. And I think I am going to talk mainly about shows that are perfect for social, because that's really what I've done. Whenever I've produced a show, I've produced it to figure out how I can get people on social media, mainly Facebook, to engage with me. And so that's what I've been drawn to, and that's where I've seen the magic. The shows that I've produced are perfect for social, and they meet my followers where they're at, and they help them where they're at, and it creates this buzz, creates this engagement. I educate and I empower them, and then the next thing you know, I'm providing value, and then they're calling me to be their real estate agent. And so I'm okay with an SEO type show, but don't think that you're going to put an SEO type show on social media and get a bunch of engagement like I'm getting on my shows. If you're going to put out a market report or home buyers 101 report, you should just be focusing on ranking high on Google with your show. Don't worry about attracting people or creating an engagement with people on social media with a market report. They're just not going to engage with that. So just I kind of figured that out, that there's these two categories, and I wanted to pass that along. In this episode, I really want to talk about the benefit of having a social show, and that's so hard to say, a social show. That is that you're going to be top of mind with many people. And we've always said, I think I remember this from the first year I started, you want to be top of mind with people. When they think real estate, they think Neil Mathweg. That's what you want to accomplish, right? And we've always known that. And that's what a social show does. It really allows you to be top of mind. So let me explain, and let's look at another angle here while I explain about being top of mind and what a show does for accomplishing that. So let's look at like selling a product. Okay, so it's easy to reach people who buy your product. Let's use an example. Let's say a coffee. Let's say you sell coffee or you have a coffee shop. So most people who buy coffee rave about it. They take pictures of their lattes. They take pictures of their hand with their coffee cup in it. They take pictures of the coffee shop. You can easily identify a coffee drinker on Instagram. And you can simply reach out to them and invite them. All right. Now, as a realtor or any service sales, so if you're in the business of selling your services, it's so hard. Like for a realtor, it's so hard to identify a home buyer on Instagram. They usually don't rave about it on social media before they buy. They may rave about it during, like I'm out with my realtor looking at houses, or I just got an accepted offer. I'm so excited. And then they always rave about it afterwards. And then you think, well, why didn't they call me? Right? So you find out about it too late. Where with coffee, you always find out about it. They're always buying. It's so easy to reach out to them and bring them in. So how do we get to be a coffee shop as a realtor? How do we accomplish that? And so I think how we accomplish that is by being top of mind. So you have to think like a coffee shop owner. You have to think about how they engage. They're creating this engagement to bring people into their store to buy their product. It's the same thing. We have to create this engagement, and that's what a show does. So you have to think, what can I do like a coffee shop to be top of mind, to get people to come to me when they're ready. In order for you to be top of mind, you need to provide value and on a consistent basis. And as far as I'm concerned, the best way to provide value is like what I talked about in the last episode. It's to start a show. All right. You have to think about where people's eyeballs are. Where is their attention? You go from, we kind of have bounced around over the years about where people's attentions are. Many years ago, their attention was in their mailbox, and then that shifted to email, and then now I think it kind of shifted back to mail. So that's an example of where eyeballs are going. Now with social media and with smartphones, where are people's attention? And now it's just bouncing from different platforms. Because social media and because of our smartphones, all of our eyeballs are on our phones and on a social media platform. So we have to decide, is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it Snapchat? Is it Twitter? Is it Google Plus? Is it LinkedIn? So we just we're always shifting where our attention is going, and we just have to be about grabbing people's attention. And having a show is a great way to grab somebody's attention. It's all a contest for people's attention, right? That's all it is. I have an agent. This is a great example. This last week, I have an agent who's we're working on her business plan, trying to figure out what she's going to do in this upcoming year, and she's getting married. And I said, wait, well, let's just stop right there. Think about the attention you're going to get from your wedding. And she was concerned about, I got this wedding coming up, and I still want to focus on new things and creating a show and creating this attention. And I said, wait, you're creating attention already with your wedding. Think about, it's going to start with the save the dates, and then the invite, and then the big day, and then there's more posts with the name change, with her changing her last name, and the new business cards, and the new signs, and then the wedding photos are going to come out, and then the move-in day of their home, and then the honeymoon pictures, and the list goes on and on and on. And this is going to have she's going to have absolutely no problem getting people's attention. All eyeballs are going to be on her. And just think about, I can't wait to see what her business does because of this amount of attention that she's getting, that she's going to get through getting married. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and get married as your business plan, but I'm just saying let's look at the attention grab that's going to happen from that, and let's use that when we're thinking about our show. Think about when you have your show going, the amount of attention you're going to get, the amount of the things that you're going to put out, the media that you're going to put out, and the attention that's going to come back from it. So another thing that I explained to someone this last week who was struggling to put out a show because they just didn't feel like they were good enough. They were kind of intimidated by someone else's skills. They were comparing themselves to maybe a professional on TV or just saying, I don't think I'm going to be good enough at this, and I'm kind of I'm struggling. I get it, Neil. I think it would be great to put out a show, and I love that I'm gonna put this content out and create this attention, but I just don't think I'm good enough. And I don't think that this person's alone in thinking this. I think there's a lot of you that are thinking that same exact thing. And so what I told this person is that I was never the best at producing a show, but I was the only realtor that did it. I was the only one that was playing this game. And when you're the only one playing the game, you're going to win every time. And the other thing too is that people were attracted to my imperfection. They liked my authenticity, and they appreciated that I was giving them value, and I was overcoming a fear of producing the show. Like, they could tell that I wasn't good at it. They could tell that I was uncomfortable, but they appreciated that because they thought, this guy has to go through this in order to provide this value. I appreciate the value even more seeing him go through this. So just know that you're not going to be the best. You don't compare yourself to somebody on TV. They're professionals. They've trained, and they're so good at putting out at producing shows. Don't try to be them. Just continue to be you, but provide value. All right? So the other thing too is when you're the topic of this show here is to talk about being top of mind, right? So producing a show is just one example of being top of mind. I think it's a great example because it's worked wonders for me. It's being a media company that happens to sell real estate. So I really want to push for doing a show. But if this is just not you, if you're just saying, Neil, that sounds great, but there's just no way that I'm gonna get on a camera or get in front of a microphone on a consistent basis and pump out a show. It sounds great, but it's just not me. Just know that there's other ways to be top of mind. There's so many ways to do it, even offline. Social media wise, just pumping out content is good, and creating engagement, educate, empower, and engage is good. But there's just this extra level, there's extra magic that comes when you produce a show. There's networking that happens, and it's just so powerful. So I want to continue to push you to do that. But if it's just not you, trust me that there's other ways to be top of mind. Some of those examples would be like a consistent newsletter or a consistent letter or a mailing program where you're continuing to pump out content to create engagement. You could do really big with client appreciation events. And I used to send out a refrigerator magnet every year. And the idea that I had for this year that I didn't implement, so I'm just going to give it away right now, is I was going to create a game around my refrigerator magnets. And so every magnet that went out had a number on it down in the corner. And then at the end of the year, and I marked it on the calendar. The end of the year, they needed to tune in to Mathweg Monday Trivia because I was going to do a drawing, and the number that I drew won a $50 Amazon gift certificate. Like I was going to do it like December 1st so that it would be so they could use it for Christmas shopping. And I was going to have everybody number it and then mail out these magnets and then do this drawing on my Facebook page. Everybody would tune in and then I would announce the winner. So there's ways like that could be top of mind. See, that magnet now just became valuable, right? It's not just a refrigerator magnet with a calendar. It's a magnet that can go on the refrigerator, and they're going to want to keep, and they're going to want to tune in on December 1st and see if they won. So those are kind of the things that you can do to be top of mind and continue to put yourself in front of people. But again, I just don't think there's any better way than to do it than with a show. All right. So the other thing too is I want to mention, keep those questions coming. I had a blast this last week talking on the phone. A lot of start out with email or Facebook messages or even Twitter or Snapchat or wherever you can find me. A lot of the conversations started there, and then I thought it would just be easier if we just got on the phone. So I started taking some phone calls this last week, and I had a blast. And so keep those coming. Send me an email or a message. Let me know what questions you have, and then maybe we can spin it into having a phone call, and we just fit it in on the day that you email me and see if we can hop on the phone quick and I can answer some of your questions and run through stuff. So I'm here to help you. So let me know if I can, and just send me a message. And also join me on Periscope Tuesday, this Tuesday. So if you're listening, we put the podcast out on Mondays. So on Tuesday, the day after the podcast comes live, Tuesday, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, join me on Periscope. You'll want to follow me on Periscope. It's at Neil Mathweg. So just follow me on Neil Mathweg, turn on your notifications, and the minute I'm live, which will be 4 o'clock Central Standard Time on Tuesday, your phone will chirp and it'll say Neil is on Periscope. And then you can hop on, ask any questions there. Last time I was on Periscope, we had like 60, 80 people on Periscope. It was pretty good. So I had a good turnout, and we talked. I think we were on there for about a half an hour. So it was pretty good. So join me again. It's Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to do my best to make that my time every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. But of course, I'm in business like you are and running all over the place. And so I don't know if I can always make that time, but I've got it in my calendar for tomorrow, and I'm going to be running really tight. I'm going to have to pull over from coming from my last appointment, and I will hop on Periscope at 4 o'clock Tuesday Central Standard Time, or 4 o'clock Central Standard Time on Tuesday. So yeah, and then also follow me on Snapchat. I am digging Snapchat. I said a few episodes ago that I was going to start to dabble in Snapchat. Well, it's got my attention. I'm having a blast on it. I'm following quite a few people, and I'm starting to put out some snaps. I'm just trying to find my groove with it. I'm going to stumble through it, of course, until I find the groove. But I am enjoying it, and I appreciate those that are following me, and I appreciate those that are snapping as realtors and really not knowing what the heck they're doing either, but they're just putting snaps out, and I love it. So follow me on Snapchat, and I'm Neil Mathweg every platform. So just find me there and follow, and I'll follow back. I think that's about it. So I hope everybody has a great day, and thank you so much for listening to The Onion Juice. We're continuing to gain momentum, getting more and more downloads, and it's just, I'm having a blast. So thank you, and keep those questions coming. Hope everybody has a great day, and like always, remember to be the reason somebody smiles today.